from Dundee, and I'm like a working artist and DJ. Got a set of decks for my Christmas one year, and was just, obviously doing like bedroom sets to myself, mucking up the vinyl and everything. And then kind of started to take it a bit more seriously when I was about 17. And then from there I've just kind of DJ'd on and off for like the last 15 years. So I mainly just kind of stuck to the reading rooms in Dundee. Done odd nights here and there. I've DJ'd through in Edinburgh and stuff. But Dundee is kind of where I prefer to play. I think we have like the best crowd. I play pretty heavy techno, kind of like progressive techno, verging into like breakbeat sort of stuff. Occasionally a bit of drum and bass. There was like a massive gap for an actual like queer club night. They've got like drag shows and stuff like that, but all just kind of like caters to like the cis-normative side of being gay. And we decided that we wanted to do our own thing because we were into kind of like more alternative music, being drum and bass and stuff like that. And so we kind of pushed this kind of queer, trans-run techno night with like drag performances and themes and all this sort of stuff. In Scotland, I think that we are the only people that put on a night like we do, with the style of music being pretty high energy, and mixing in performances and themes. The only places that have things where we do the same thing is probably down in London. Nights like Torture Garden and Inferno and stuff like that. People may turn up now and again because they're like, oh, well, there's going to be drag queens and it's going to be, they're going to be hitting dips and 8 counts and bucking across the stage. And then they arrive and they face, crazy strobe lights and really like hardcore music and like alternative performances, and they're like, this is nothing like that. And I don't ever aim to have a night like that. I get kind of antsy with people when they're like, oh, I need to come to your show, and I'm like, I don't run a show, I run a club night. It's totally different. You don't get to have a sit down and a packet of crisps at our club night. It's you come to dance and enjoy yourself and have fun in a different way. I think we have like definitely an artistic take on our posters and our themes and stuff, like with having a different theme every month for people to kind of dress up to and express themselves and stuff. And then even at like Halloween, when we decorated the entire nightclub, there is like an artistic merit to it. I wouldn't say that I'm the driving backbone of that. I would say that's probably more down to my fiancée Opal, who comes up with the themes and, you know, organises the acts and stuff, whereas I just kind of, I do the music. Without Grant or Jim, the proprietors, like I wouldn't have a night, and you know I wouldn't have gotten the chance to DJ in the reading rooms, you know, had they not taken the chance. And you know, it was just kind of on a whim. At the bar one night, Jim had turned around to both of us and was like, "Why haven't you got anything here yet? Why haven't you asked to do anything?" And we were just kind of like, "Well, we didn't really know that you wanted us to do something, you know." And they kind of explained, you know, they were like, "Well, you two are like, you know, quite popular, well-known people in the scene, and everybody, you know, people come and speak to you all the time, and you know they wonder what you're doing and blah blah blah. Why not just do something?" So I guess we do kind of owe it to them for giving us the chance to do it and supporting our night over the last year, you know, and you know, giving us a space to grow. I'm quite a calm person, like all the time, you know. I'm quite, I wouldn't say understated because of like how I look and stuff, but you know, personality wise I'm quite, you know, like chill. But people then see me like, you know, when I'm DJing and behind the decks, and I'm like jumping about and singing and dancing, you know, and kind of, you know, getting my life. And I feel that, you know, that is purely from the DJing and the playing of the music, and you know, it gives me the chance to express myself in a way, and I love giving other people the chance to do the same thing, and come and play their sets, and you know, and show people what inspires them, because that's what, for me, like playing music, I want people to hear things that they've never heard before, and hear things that like 3 months down the line they're still going to be like, "Oh, remember like they played that tune at Gloss and it was, you know, just pure like tore through the dance floor and blah 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 blah." And you know, I wanted to almost make people curious in a way, you know, as to like these new experiences and new sounds and stuff. I'm no stranger to fashionable looks and just looking good, and people would think I'm in costume or whatever and blah blah blah, but I'm not I wouldn't ever call what I do being in costume or anything, you know. It's like I'm just kind of, I'm looking hot, I'm looking sexy, I'm looking nice, you know. I love having a theme to adhere to for dressing up. Like we did my birthday and we made it like fetish wear theme, so people were turning up in like, you know, fucking leather hoods and harnesses, and you know, and like practically naked and latex and all this sort of stuff. Our Halloween one was obviously Halloween costumes, so that would be costumes. We just did Miami winter, which was, you know, fur coats and bikinis in November, which was very cold. But yeah, no, I think that aspect of it is quite important, and I think thrilling for people, because people might not get the chance to come and obviously see someone like me behind the decks, and then in the same instance not have the chance to kind of like dress up and express themselves in that sort of way elsewhere. The night's for everybody. Like the night is completely for everybody, and I make a point of, like, if I'm not playing like the 4-hour set and I'm not trapped behind the decks, I make the point of going round and complimenting people on how they look, and you know, and letting them know if they need anything, you know, to come find me or to come find Anne, or you know, I want the crowd to be comfortable. I want them to know that they have a place where they can come and feel 100% at home and safe and not have to worry about anything. And I make a point of, you know, most of the staff in Kings are queer anyway, so that's fine. And you know, our bouncers and stuff that we have, they do a really good job at making people feel comfortable and being friendly with everybody, and you know, I let people know, you know, if you have an issue, if you can't get any of us, get the staff, get the doormen, you know, get anybody. We will, you know, help you with whatever it is you need, however menial it may be. We will listen and we will make you feel safe and secure in our night and our, you know, in our venue. Try standing there for 4 hours and, you know, having enough music, you know, and knowing how to play it and knowing what to play and when to play it, and, you know, and being able to read a crowd, you know, and just even having a taste in music to begin with. You know, I know many DJ and have met many DJ that have no fucking taste in music, that will just, you know, Spotify top 100 and just, you know, go and download the latest fucking David Guetta or, you know, whoever, this type of music, you know, and that's all they do. They just play from like a, you know, a radio playlist and stuff. They don't actually have a talent in being able to listen to good music and knowing what good music is. In the 90s, you could be a DJ with longevity because there were no other DJs. The people didn't know how to source music. They didn't have access to the equipment and now software. They didn't have so much information coming in from them from the internet and YouTube and everything to be able to turn around and go, well, I could do this, you know. And I think now with the amount of people who are turning around and going, oh, I'm going to DJ as well, and oh, my friend's going to DJ, and I'm going to start a night with my 9 pals, you know, and we're all going to do 15-minute back-to-back sets, you know, you know, and their 15 pals has another 20 pals that are going to come and do, you know, longevity is a thing that just doesn't exist now in DJing, and I think you have to be really unique in your, I guess now, style and what you play and how you play and where you play. You kind of need to like think about it a bit more, because you could just be forgotten about now. Like, there are so many producers, music that I still play from producers who released 3 EPs and played like 4 sets and then just like faded into obscurity, never to be heard of again. And I think it happens to a lot more DJs nowadays as well.